Peace, greetings to you all. It's your brother Naheem, BKA Lord Abba, aka Mr. Just the Facts. Today I'm gonna go in real briefly on some of the claims, the very frivolous claims made by brother Umar Johnson about reparations. I think that brothers like that are dangerous to the cause as the message of reparations starts to spread and many people become unclear. Brothers like himself give opponents to reparations, not necessarily just opponents to the movement that has reparations and at the forefront of political discourse right now in 2020, but the people that want to see this thing not go anywhere, right? They love to talk bad about us. People from the continent, the mainland Africa, people from the Caribbean, some of them, not all, but especially in the Caribbean, you will encounter certain people like a lot of Jamaicans, etc. They have become staunch, proponents in helping to push forward this message of reparations. But we get a lot of pushback from those who are mainland Africans or continental Africans, as I call them. Peace. I see everybody in the chat. Marcus from Brooklyn, shout out to the mod. Brother Nick is in the building. Shout out brother Reggie from Boston. FF80OS now, Miss Battle. Q Love the Fancy. I'm gonna get into this thing. I'm gonna play some of the clips. Hit the like button, hit the share button. Don't forget tonight at our regularly scheduled time of 8:30 p.m. Eastern, we're gonna go live with brother Marlon Watson, who is the president of the Chicago ADOS group there. And we're going to have a real powerful discussion about the complexities of Chicago politics. And that's going to be a good one. I'm actually looking forward to that. Okay, so let's get into Dr. Umar. Doctor, right? He's a doctor. Dr. Umar Johnson's. Let's see what this guy's talking about. Let's get this thing moving. Hold on. Get this thing moving.
That's right.
Power does. Why don't the Chinese try to run for president? Ooh. Why don't the Arabs try to run for president? Why don't the European Jews try to run for president?
All right, I want to stop it right there, right? Because this guy is just so funny. Now, I mean, have you heard of Andrew Yang? I don't know. I think Andrew Yang is Chinese. I don't know. He was born here in the United States of America, which makes him eligible to run for office. He had a lot of support from the Asian American community. I don't know what this brother Dr. Umar Johnson is on. My brother Josh is in the building. Peace, sister Lynette Fibonacci. I see you, sis. Trap Hall, Nakia Boysen, my hood, shout out to my hood, Hamels Projects, Far Rockaway, Queens, New York. Always got to give a shout out to my hood, man. The Story Princess, I see you. Jewel, since I'm here, I'm just shouting people out as y'all come on. Somebody said get Umar on the show. I'm gonna put the call out to Umar, sister Melek or brother Melek Yahanan. So let me get back into some of this video. My brother Josh just dropped off. So I want to get back into some of this video. But I wanted to point out Dr. Umar Johnson, as he's called, Dr. Umar, he's already starting off wrong by saying, why don't the Chinese run for president? Andrew Yang ran for president, brother. I don't know what you're on. So let me hit play on this.
Because they understand money controls politics. Politics does not control money. Woo! Money controls politics. Politics does not control money.
Let me pause it right there. Let me pause. Oh, my brother Josh is back on. Let me bring him back on the stream. Okay. Money, what did he say? Money controls politics. Politics does not control money. I mean, the Congress, they control the money in the United States government. I don't know what he's talking about. And I don't think he knows what he's talking about. These people, they just get up here and they talk just to talk. Brother Antonio Moore has a saying that when people don't know the numbers, they just make up words. And that's what this brother is doing right now. And, you know, people saying both control each other. And look, I'm not going to disagree with that. But when you make a definitive statement that the money controls the politics and the politics doesn't control the money, without also adding in the fact that, well, the politics does control the money as well. Politics just gave away trillions of dollars in CARES Act money, and they're trying to give away more trillions of dollars in HEROES Act money. But we're going to get to that. Let's get back into some of what Brother Umar is saying.
Money controls politics. Politics does not control money.
That's right.
And then y'all say, well, we need our reparations. We need our reparations. I support reparations. Marcus Garvey is the father of modern reparations.
That's right.
The most honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey, greatest black leader of the 20th century, only black leader post-slavery who didn't have to use religion in order to control black people. The only one who did not have to use religion to control black people. He's the father of modern reparations.
Okay, let's stop right there. I can't recall, and those of us in the Moorish movement, we study Marcus Garvey heavily. I cannot recall a time where Marcus Garvey called on for reparations, right? So I know that on the, and I want to read this to y'all. I'm going to share this screen and bring my brother Josh back on. Let me share this screen real quick. Let me share this because I want people to see that my brother Umar. Matter of fact, I'm not going to share it because I don't want to lose the video and then have to redo everything all over. But this is from the Encobra website, and I thought it was fitting that this came up. So it says, our founder, this is IBW21.org. Our founder, the Right Excellent Marcus Mosiah Garvey, delineates the ethical basis for reparations and repatriation in the following excerpt from a speech made circa 1919. You're talking repatriation, that is not reparations. It's not reparations at all. It doesn't repair anything to go back to another country, period. The repair happens in the country where you were damaged at, and as was done in the case of Japanese Americans. And we're going to get into that as well. Okay, let me see. Where do I want to start from here? Okay, I want to start here. Garvey says, America claims she has nothing for us. England says she has nothing for us. France says so, and the different European governments say they have nothing for us. But we have decided we have something for ourselves, that we possess something of ourselves, and we have understood that somebody has been keeping it from us. So in this, we can deduce that Marcus Garvey is talking do for selfism, pull yourself up by your own bootstraps, and that it's not that he's calling on America, for instance, to give us anything. He's calling for America to step out of our way so that we can just simply do for ourselves. Now, that message may have been palatable back in the early 1900s, but it's not the case in 2020, and we're going to pull up some stats to prove that. Let me continue. Garvey says, now we are just thanking them for being so good and keeping that which was belonging to us. And we are just asking them to cease their kindness for a while. He's being sarcastic, and hand over to us what is belonging to us. If somebody gave you something to keep for me, and you are honest when I approach you, you will give it to me. They said we were heathens, we were pagans, we were savages, and did not know how to take care of ourselves, that we did not have any religion. We did not have any culture. We did not have any civilization for all these centuries. And that is why they had to be our guardians. But thank God We have them all now. As such, we are asking that you hand it back to us, quote, our own civilization. Hand back to us that which you have robbed and exploited us of in the name of God and Christianity for the last 500 years. So in this, if Brother Josh jump in, you know, after I finish giving this little brief breakdown, we heard Brother Umar saying that Garvey didn't have to use religion as a mind control method. So basically he's running with the first thing, which is this European psychology of atheism. I put the challenge out to Dr. Umar Johnson, quote unquote, emphasis on the doctor part. And any of you atheists, and I don't mean like my people that are atheists practicing atheism, I'm talking about the conscious community guys that get up there and use religion as a cudgel that they use to bash our people over the heads with, as they promote their own brand of whatever it is they're trying to promote. In this case, Umar Johnson's Pan-Africanism is to simply show me a time when our people didn't have a religion. Show me one civilization on the African continent. If you believe that we had thriving civilizations here or in the Americas, show me one of those civilizations that did not have a religion. Matter of fact, show me one of those civilizations of our ancestors whose civilization wasn't built up off of the veneration of their God and the practice of their religion, because I've been putting that challenge out for years and I have yet to get a response. So maybe the good doctor, Umar Johnson, will be brave enough to give us that response. And the call out is coming. The call out is coming. So, Brother Josh, did you have anything you wanted to say about any of that?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I've been, rocking for a minute with you, and I remember you've been making that call for to pretty much anybody, anybody, all these groups you've been saying that. But yeah, I'm not with the do for self. They'll do for self will make sense after reparations. You can't do it before, because when we say do for self, that has a context like every other group did for self. By the way, I got my son here. He might be echoing everything I say. Hopefully some of this will stick. Right? Yeah.
Oh, that's a fact. That's a fact. Young reparationists in training.
But you know what I mean? Like when we say do for self, we're acting like other groups did for self. We're acting like, we weren't denied 40 acres, but at the same time, only a small, tiny percent of us even accessed the 160 acres per family. That is the reason why 20% of white families today in America had their origin in wealth building. So let me say that again. 20% of families in America today, almost all of them white, can trace the origin of them building wealth in America to the Homestead Act.
That's right.
Which was largely locked out. And only like 5,000 or so, 4,000 or 5,000 that may have gotten it. 90% of them lost their land through Jim Crow and black codes and all that kind of stuff. So
that's right.
When we talk about do for self, if we're not bringing in that context, what do you think you're going to get do for self? We're going to get what we are always trying to do.
Yeah, my bro, he breaking up right now. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play. I want to read this video, this quote from our moderator. Shout out to my brother Nick Music, who said exactly, Josh. Plus, look at how long Umar has been trying to get his school off of the ground. How's this do for self stuff working for him? So, I'm gonna get into all of that. So look, Brother Josh, I'm gonna play a little bit more of this video. He's gonna start talking about reparations coming up next. We addressed the part where he said, why don't Chinese people run for president? Well, Andrew Yang did run for president. You're wrong there. That Marcus Garvey was the founder of modern reparations. I didn't see anything in Garvey's words that spoke to reparations. Queen Mother Moore, who was a Garveyite, she did put in some work on reparations, and we give her props and her honors. Her message early on was specific. It was an ADOS reparations method. It seems as if once she got within Cobra, that message changed, but that's something that we need to look a little bit more into. So I don't want to, misconstrue anything that I've researched on my own. So let's get back a little bit into this Umar video. Let's go.
I believe in reparations, but not the kind you want. Reparations are for the whole African family. They're not just for you. They're not just for this generation.
Okay, I want to stop right there. I want to stop right there. Man, now, you know what? Let's just bring it back a little bit and just keep going. My bad. Because everything he says right here doesn't make any sense.
Modern reparations. I believe in reparations, but not the kind you want. Reparations are for the whole African family. They're not just for you. They're not just for this generation. Reparations is not just for you, and reparations is not just for us who are living. Reparations are for the dead and for the unborn.
Yo, can I jump in
go
on
ahead,
that? Look, can I jump in?
What is this
first
dude
off,
talking about, yo?
First, I like to keep it fair, and I want to just say I agree with a portion of what he said. The portion where he says it's not just for us. I agree with it. It's for the unborn. Yeah, I mean that's what closing the racial wealth gap is going to accomplish. It's going to accomplish to where it cuts off generational or inherited poverty due to centuries of oppression. I'm with that. What is happening here? But what does not make no sense at all, as he say, it's not for me. Well, wait a minute. At one point, I was the unborn. I was the unborn. All of a sudden, am I not part of the lineage now because I'm born? That don't make no sense. And I understand maybe why he said that. He figured out people gonna blow the money and stuff like that. But I mean, you can see if the people that are gonna blow money are gonna blow money. Like, it's all kind of ways that we can get around that. But who's to say the unborn ain't gonna blow money? Like everybody blows money. And the statistics, you know what I'm saying? The statistics, we already got statistics that blow it out of the water. In that report that came out by Dr. Sandy Darity and Antonio Moore and others that wrote what we get wrong about closing the racial wealth gap. They highlight one statistic that shows that when you control for levels of income, that Native blacks save more. I don't know if they disaggregated Native blacks. They said save more.
Oh yeah, I don't know.
Than white.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying? So when we say, well, we're gonna spend it, we're gonna blow it, based on what? Show me a time period where we have not been entrepreneurial. We always been entrepreneurial. When you ain't got no capital, there ain't but so much entrepreneurial stuff you gonna do. Because we look at the black entrepreneurship rates. Well, if you count all the dope boys in the street, if you count everybody that's a hustle man that don't have no official incorporated business, we probably more entrepreneurial than any group. But if you're talking about legit business with startup capital and everything is in order, yeah, we probably behind on that. But give us the capital and watch that change.
That's right. The sister Lynette Fibonacci said there are also people that can invest the money and create generational wealth. Stop trying to count our money. So let me play a little bit more because he's going to go there as well, if I'm not mistaken. So let's hear some more of this foolishness coming from Brother Umar Johnson.
Reparations are for those who have came and went. Reparations are for those who are still on their way. You Negroes think reparations are for you. You Negroes think reparations are.
But what's so funny is the guy in the background that's hyping up everything that he's saying. Like, dude, you don't know anything to be hyping up what this brother is saying. And somebody said, why waste time on Dr. Umar Johnson? And the guy in the background hyping him up is the reason why we have to address this nonsense.
All for you. The Bob Johnson reparation plan was what? $350,000 for every African American, I think I heard. $350,000 for every African American is the Bob Johnson, former BET owner's plan. Bob Johnson, a billionaire, said, give every black person $350,000 and let them do what they want. You will be broke in a year.
Less than that.
You will be broke in a year. And this is why I disagree with the current reparations campaign.
Okay. But first, he has on a shirt with the image of Dr. Yosef bin Yakinen on it, right? He was an Afrocentric scholar. And like most Afrocentric scholars, these guys died penniless. They had no estates. The only thing that they had of any value was their libraries. And if I'm not mistaken, Yosef bin Yakinen donated his library to the Nation of Islam. That's first and foremost. Now, this idea that we are going to spend the money, this $350,000 in 1 year, you Negroes will be broke in 1 year. This is a pattern that I've noticed about certain types of individuals. And what I've come to realize is that they have unconsciously adopted a lot of white supremacist talking points. The idea that you can tell someone what they're going to do with their money and how their money is going to be spent is the paternalistic nature that was born from white supremacy. And it was born out of the time of Reconstruction. You've heard us read excerpts out of the book, The Bloody Shirt. I meant to have that up here because I wanted to read that excerpt. It's in my living room. I can't run and go get it. But, you know, about giving the Negroes jobs, one of the former slaveholders said, well, if you give the Negroes jobs, he's going to just take that money and go spend it all on wine. And I, for one, am not going to be a part of making this country less safe. So if you give us money, we're going to go get drunk. And this is the argument that was made in the 1800s, y'all, after our people were freed from slavery. Now you have people like Umar Johnson, and I'm going to call you a smart, dumb guy, make this same type of claim for those people, because these are the same types of claims that we hear as my brother Josh and I battle white supremacists in certain groups on Facebook. As we're destroying them in every argument, of course, making them expose themselves for what they really are. But brother Josh, do you have anything that you want to say in that regard?
Yeah, I wanted to say, you know, it's funny because how people are Pan-Africanists with a lot of things, right? But it's interesting how people all of a sudden are not Pan-Africanists when it comes to their tropes. You know, like you Pan-Africanists with your calls for liberation, you need to be Pan-Africanists with your tropes too. So you wouldn't say this about no folks in Africa. You wouldn't say, well, don't give no Africans no money, because don't give them what they owe, because they just gonna blow it on Gucci and buy cars and all this kind of stuff. You wouldn't say that to them. You know, but why is it that you think you can? Why don't you? No, I need to be Pan-Africanists with the tropes too. You need to say the same thing to them that you say to us. But he won't do that. So that's why I call the Pan-Africanist stuff just more hustle, because it's a con. He's been doing it long enough to know it's a con, to know it ain't. It's not going to lead to what we need to have in America. But you know, some people are just so invested. They're so far gone with the emotional investment, the personal investment, the business, the lifestyle, the reputation investment, that they're not willing to divest. Like he's talking about, you know, from things. He's not willing to divest from that. And like, if you listen to him up until like the last election, he sounded. I was listening to a video outside of like one or two things. I was like, you know, his message was on point as far as what we're talking about. But now the ADOS has kind of took some of the light and taken like his position of being like one of the top minds or experts for the direction that we need to go. It's kind of like undercut his position there for a lot of people.
That's
right. Who didn't really see or have anybody else. So it seems, I mean, I don't know, but it just seems to me that he may be trying to undercut the West.
Okay, wait, hold on. Let's play some more. Let's stop right there. Let's play some more. Let us play some more. Let's hear what this brother is saying. Hold on. Matter of fact, let me undo that because I gotta do sound. Right to my brother Josh's point. My brother Josh fell off. He should be back on. Right to my brother Josh's point. Let's listen to what brother Umar says. Because brother Josh brought up ADOS, right? When you're the at the top of the hill, everybody they start shooting up. So ADOS has created the groundswell that you see around reparations. There's no doubt about it. People can say what they want, but the evidence, the digital footprint with the hashtag ADOS all over social media, particularly Twitter, is self-evident. So let's continue to hear what brother doctor, the good doctor, so-called Umar Johnson, has to say.
Money should be at the bottom of the list of concessions.
What?
Money should be at the bottom of the list of the reparations demand list. If all we're asking for is money, we don't understand reparations, and we should not be getting reparations.
All right, first and foremost, let me pull up something real quick. Let me pull up. So I think that one even surprised the brother, because the brother was like, his cheerleader was like, "What?" Okay, let me pull up something. I want you all who may be first time watchers, who may come across this video, I want you all to see this, because having an understanding about what reparations is important. Having an understanding about what reparations is important. So let me do this real quick. This is the book co-authored by Professor Sandy Darity and Sister Kirsten Mullins, Kirsten Mullin. It is called From Here to Equality: Reparations for Black Americans in the 21st Century. A reparations program is not just centered around us receiving monies. There's so many different elements that goes into reparations, because it is a reparative program, i.e. or e.g. reparative justice. It is a program to repair centuries of injustice caused upon America's descendants of slavery. First and foremost, brothers like Umar Johnson, brothers like Nick Cannon, we watch so many people. I watch Nuri Muhammad of the Nation of Islam try to hone in on this money, this cash payment or direct payment portion of what this reparations program entails, and try to stick it there, because they know that that is a controversial point. But they're all wrong, all of them. This is the resource for you to get. You will get an A to Z breakdown of what reparations is. So let me stop sharing this. The money part, right? Why would somebody like Dr. Umar Johnson say reparations shouldn't be for me? And as Josh already smacked that nonsense down, I was once the unborn. So why would you say that it should be for the unborn? I want to share something, and I hope you all can see this screen. Let me see. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Fuji, NC, Divine from Brooklyn, Peace, Sister Sin, Lionel Riley, and everybody that I can't see right now. And I'm not necessarily monitoring the chat like that. I want to pull this up. This is from I believe this comes from the Color of Wealth report. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, this is from the Color of Wealth report. And anybody correct me if I'm wrong in the chat. This is important. And if you notice, we have Japanese Americans highlighted here. Japanese Americans receive direct cash payments from the United States of America. Direct cash payments. I want to take you all to the top, and I know this is kind of fuzzy, but just try to bear with me here. We have Los Angeles, Miami, Boston, Tulsa, and DC listed at the top of this list. The very first category says U.S. Black descendants. So in Los Angeles, a U.S. Black descendant is worth $4,000. And recent reports show that we're only worth $200 liquid in Los Angeles. I want you to look down at African Black. African Black says $72,000 in Los Angeles. How is it that someone can come over from another country, from a whole nother country, and surpass us in the way that they have done? Now let's get to Miami. Let's move over to the next category. U.S. Black descendant, $3,700 for us in Miami, $12,000 for the Caribbean Black. Again, same conundrum, same puzzling question. In Boston, peep this, family, $8. Our people are worth $8. That's U.S. Black descendants, or as we say, America's descendants of slavery, and yet Caribbean Black is worth $18,000. But I want to get back down to the highlighted section where you see Japanese Americans who are worth $592,000. These were people in the United States of America that received reparations from the United States of America. This was seed money, if you will, to start their businesses, to invest in real estate. Well, what happened to America's descendants of slavery? You know, the ancestors are working. So what I want to do right now is I want to play a video. Let me share, because somebody, Brother Marlon Watson, who will be on our Be the Power episode tonight, we're going to talk about Chicago politics, posted a link with Brother Malcolm X, our great ancestor, talking about the differences between American descendants of slavery's redress as opposed to someone like Puerto Ricans who didn't go through or endorse slavery. So someone posted, let me give this person their props, Black Seed, the Child of Life, posted this video here. So let's go to this stream. This share screen, and let's pull this video up because I think you all will want to hear this. All right, let's blow this up. Let's play this. Oh, my bad. Let me undo that. Bear with me, family. Bear with me, because y'all are gonna want to hear this. And y'all know how we do, and the ADOS family does. We put that research in, so we got to make sure we research this thoroughly. Okay, so let me make sure I'm sharing that. Okay, it's being shared. My brother Ali Bey just joined. Peace, bro. I'm about to play this clip real quick. All right, let's go back. Okay, here we go, family. Listen up. Pay attention.
Important footnote in this study that I think everybody in Africana studies and every sentient being in North America should look at is pointing out that there's been a special persecution of the descendants of mainland enslaved Africans, even apart from the persecution of other Black people, which is not to denigrate the persecution of other Black people. I'm a historian. I know about Amadou Diallo, for example. I know about Abner Louima in New York. I know, all Black people in North America catch out. However, during the era of Jim Crow, it's very striking that, for example, as I put it out in my Kenya book, Mau Mau and Harlem, when African nations were coming to independence, the United States was in a dilemma because it had Jim Crow. So it didn't want to subject the Africans coming to the United States to Jim Crow. So he wanted them to wear special buttons so they wouldn't be confused with Black Americans. And so they could go into restaurants and go into hotels.
Okay, wait, let me pause there, family. Did y'all hear what this brother just said? He wrote a book called Mau Mau of Harlem. This is from a video, YouTube video, The Counter-Revolution of 1776, American Hypocrisy and Slave Revolts. And this brother, and I'm going to get it to his name in a minute, I can't see it right now, said that the people coming over from Africa were told to wear special pins on their lapels so that they could be distinguished from ADOS, so that they can get into certain restaurants and hotels, etc. There's a plan for these white supremacists to break us down, to destroy us. There is a plan. There is an absolute plan to break us down and destroy us. And people don't believe that. They don't believe that America's descendants of slavery are targeted. They don't believe that at all. So I want to bring that back a little bit, and then so y'all can hear that. Let me bring that back.
Special buttons, Crow. So nations were coming to during the era of Jim Crow. It's very striking that, for example, as I pointed out in my Kenya book, Mau Mau and Harlem, when African nations were coming to independence, the United States was in a dilemma because it had Jim Crow. So it didn't want to subject the Africans coming to the United States to Jim Crow. So he wanted them to wear special buttons so they wouldn't be confused with Black Americans. And so they could go into restaurants and go into hotels, for example. It's very striking that as I'm writing a book on aviation right now, and in Miami Airport in the early 1950s, Miami, of course, is in Florida, a Jim Crow state. It's very striking that certain parts of the airport were desegregated because they did not want to alienate Jamaicans and Barbadians and Antiguans who were transiting through Miami. And so that also allowed Black Americans, interestingly enough, to not be subjected to Jim Crow as well. Because, you know, it becomes too laborious to say, are you a U.S. Negro? Are you a Jamaican? You know, so it's easier just to let them all pass through. So,
all right, I mean, I could stop it right there, family. You heard that. This thing is crazy. Again, this was posted by Black Seed, the Child of Life. Somebody asked me to put the link inside the chat, but what he did was actually recorded it off of his phone. So let's research Gerald Horne, author of The Counter-Revolution. I want to read his comment. It says, America was considering having Africans wear, he said considering Africans wear buttons to distinguish between continental Africans and American Negroes to avoid subjecting Africans who were coming from recently independent countries to Jim Crow segregation. So the brother mentions a book, Mau Mau of Harlem. Now I have to get that book. Y'all know how we do on this end. We book heads over here. So again, you know, we're looking at, I don't know, this thing of, I don't know what in the world this brother Umar Johnson is talking about. I want to play some more of what brother Umar Johnson says. So bear with me. And then we're going to wrap this thing up. And I'm going to put a challenge out to Umar Johnson because y'all know how we do over here at BTP. So let's get into the rest of this nonsense. And that's exactly what this is nonsense.
If all we're going to ask for is money, we should not be demanding reparations, and we should not receive any reparations.
Please clarify
because you're not
that.
politically intelligent enough to carry on a reparation struggle if you think the only thing you should be asking for is a dollar amount.
And nobody is doing that. Nobody is just asking for a dollar amount. He's just like the Jam AWOL sister that wrote those scathing pieces about the ADOS community, then did the Zoom conference where she just made up a bunch of jumbled up lies. And I mean, these people are in the field of logical fallacies. This is called tainting the pool. And that's exactly what they're trying to do. And I believe that they must be addressed, particularly those who have high profiles. And regardless of how or what you feel about this brother, he still has a high profile. People think that this guy is some type of intellectual giant. I mean, he has shown himself to not be so.
Please, I hope he clarifies that. Hold on.
If you think the only thing you should be asking for is a dollar amount, then you should not be involved in the reparation struggle. Reparations is about much more than money. Reparations is about much more than money. What do I want on my reparations list? I'll tell you. These are in no particular order.
All right.
Number one, control of all Black music, reparations. Control of all Black music, reparations. Control of all Black music, reparations.
Yeah.
Y'all want to talk reparations? I want control of all Black music. Past, present, future. Hip hop, R&B, reggae music, jazz.
So let's pause here, family. His idea of reparations is having control over all black music. But watch the contradictory statement that he makes.
All black music. If a black artist is writing it, performing it, publishing it, Black America owns it.
That's right.
I want the music. Music is America's second largest export industry.
That's right.
Music is America's second largest export industry. Music is America's second largest export industry.
I'm going to debunk that in a few minutes. Bear with me, y'all.
If we could,
And I want to add to that. I want all of the black inventions.
This is the guy that's
back in our control,
cheerleading them.
because
so,
there are things like the
excuse,
light
I don't know
bulb,
who
the
this
gas
guy
mask, the super soaker, water guns, all of that were made by black people. We don't have any control of that, and we don't get the residual from none of that. I was saying that if we can get all of the inventions, the residual money from the inventions that were stolen from us, that would be greater than them cutting a check.
Well, if y'all heard that guy, y'all see why he follows Umar Johnson. He makes absolutely no sense either.
take over the music, just give us our music back, all the publishing, everybody. All the jazz greats, Sam Cooke, Prince, Michael Jackson, Whitney Houston. In fact, if we had Michael Jackson, Whitney Houston, and Prince's music,
Woo, just them.
Tupac and Biggie,
Oh,
if we had controlled their publishing, and I don't know if Puffy controls 100% of Biggie's publishing, I don't know. But if we control Tupac, Big, Prince, Michael Jackson, and Whitney Houston's music, that in and of itself might lift Black America out of the graveyard.
yes.
Okay, let's pause here. This statement is extremely contradictory because you want control over the music so that you could get the financial benefit of the music, the monies that these artists have made. If you're saying that we don't need money, if the money is supposed to go to our dead, and I don't know what my dead ancestors are going to do with any money, or our unborn, and I'm not the vehicle to which my unborn gets the money in the first place, I don't know what you are talking about, Brother Umar. Like again, I want to repeat what Brother Antonio Moore said. When people don't know the numbers, they start making up words. Now you want to lift Black America up with money you said that they're going to blow in a year anyway. Which one is it, brother? This makes absolutely no sense at all. Brother Josh, did you want to touch on this? What he just said about owning the music and this nonsense? I'm going to pull up, while you're doing that, I want to pull up America's largest imports, because this is this is crazy. Oh, this is crazy. My brother Ali, my brother Ali is on as well. Okay, wait, hold on, brother Ali.
Yep.
Did you want to speak to what?
Yes, please. Please.
Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
Okay, so here's the thing. He doesn't know anything about the music industry, how that thing works or anything, right? He's just, like you said, making up words, right? And to somebody who's completely ignorant of how that stuff works, it may sound like something. The fact of the matter is, it starts out with something called intellectual property, right? This is, anybody who's into publishing should understand this, right? These are things that are creations of the mind. Pieces that are creations of the mind have been used for the purpose of licensing to some distribution company so that they can put your stuff out around the world for the purposes of selling this material, where you get a certain percentage, they'll get a certain percentage for legwork, etc. At the end of the day, that has nothing to do with the Black community at large. It has everything to do with the person who created the piece and their estate once they pass away, or whoever it is that they assign, because inside of those recording agreements, publishing agreements, they have what they call your heirs or your assigns, right? So you can either, somebody can inherit the rights to your intellectual property, through their bloodline, they're linked to you as their children or whatever, or you can assign those rights over to someone else. That's not a community property. That's someone's personal property. And so he's talking about taking control of people's personal property. We don't even know if those things that he's talking about, the works of Michael Jackson, who's in control of Michael Jackson's publishing rights?
So I guess it's better than, you know, what he's asking for is for us to not petition the government for a redress of our grievances. Instead, we need to petition Sony and Atlantic and the other
That's
major
pure foolishness, man. That's like the stupid, and it's crazy that that's the first thing that he went to when they said, well, what would be on your list of your wish list of reparation items? First thing he starts talking about is music, publishing rights over somebody else's shit. Like, what are you talking about, man? Like, these people have family. They have family. They have kids. Like, what you want? You Black America just gonna take their shit? Like, what are you talking about?
Crazy, man.
Pardon me, man. Pardon me, but
it's all good. We did. This was an impromptu. Let's get at Umar real quick for talking this nonsense that he's talking, man. So let me bring this up, and then I'll go to the last little bit of what he said, and we can close out with that. But I want to bring this up. America's, hold on, stop screen share screen. Let me see. America's largest auto industries. I hope you all can see that. Let me blow it up in the browser, because he said music is the second largest import in the United States. I mean, exports, excuse me. So I had to just, Google, man. Type it in. Google's your friend, bruh. These are the top U.S. exports. One is auto parts, engines and car tires, 86 billion. Industrial machines, 57 billion. Passenger cars, 53 billion. Pharmaceuticals, 51 billion. Top U.S. service exports, travel and transportation, 236 billion. Finance and insurance, 76 billion. Sales from intellectual property, 49 billion. Like, you're wrong, Umar. You are absolutely wrong. So we just wanted to get on here and just show just how wrong this guy is, and the stuff that he's saying is frivolous and it's nonsensical, and it makes absolutely no sense at all.
Yeah. And as far as like, see what you just showed, like sales from intellectual property, that's music. That's a lot of that is come back here. That's music. It's a car. That's music. That's a lot of other intellectual property that was within it. I'm just guessing they would classify the music in that. But just think about like how like again, you said it. You quoted Brother Antonio Moore when he said, "When you don't know the numbers, you just can make up any kind of words." What basically that's what he said. And he didn't know the numbers. But to not have, I don't understand how you can not understand the numbers that far. Understand that we're talking about the racial wealth gap being closed as a baseline. That's what reparations will be as far as monetarily. That's something that we can quantify. That's something we can measure to say we actually did something that was reparations, and we can put a monetary value on that. So if you don't understand that that gap being closed is in the trillions, you talking about some industry that's in the billions. Like, that don't make no kind of sense. Like, the problem is you started off, if anybody's starting off with entertainment and music, thinking that that's a industry that's going to move the needle with us, you already don't know what the hell you're talking about.
You already lost, man. I mean, the numbers don't lie. People do. When you look at this chart right here, it shows that 10% of the wealth this is just Black America, right? 10% of the wealth, 10% of the greatest portion of our wealth is I'm saying it wrong. The greatest portion of our wealth is held by 10% of our group. And when you look at this particular graph here, it's broken down into deciles, you know, basically groupings of 10. And if you notice, 75% of our money, almost 76% of our collective money is held in this top percentile. So this is your entertainers. This is your Oprahs, your Michael Jordans, your LeBrons. This is the next closest is 15.4%. When you start getting into the median, which is where you see shaded in the yellow area, we start to go down exponentially. This is the share of wealth that we have. When you get to the bottom decile, we are a negative 4.4%. The bottom 50% of Black households in America is worth less than $1. The payment portion of reparations is the only thing that fixes that. I don't know what you're talking about, Brother Umar, but you need to be quiet. You need to read Sandy Darrity's book, because I ain't one of them people to be on it. No, you need to be quiet, dude. Be quiet. You don't know what you're talking about. And
yeah, and like, look, if you're gonna be claiming to be an intellectual and you're gonna speak on the issue of reparations, don't you think, especially as a person that has a platform that people pay attention to, you probably can reach people. Don't you think it's responsible to have read a book on reparations, to read the study, to maybe have read some economic data on the state of Black wealth? Don't you think that that's, and like I said, it's very telling when you get on here and talking about things where the numbers don't come close to adding up. So the gap he's talking about, let's just say music was the #2 export of America. That still is in the billions. The racial wealth gap is, we want to talk about 10 to 12 trillion. That's like 1,000 times whatever he's talking about.
for real.
You know, it don't make no sense. Like, so how can you be that far off with your estimate? That just goes to show you, like, you just have not studied Black wealth. You have not studied the racial wealth gap. You have not studied these things. So why are you speaking on it? That's very, very irresponsible.
Facts. So
because of his Pan-Africanism, that Pan-Africanism and Afrocentrism, man, that really blurs people's ability to think rationally and logically. I'm sorry, it is what it is. That's what that thing does. It doesn't allow you to see things clearly. It makes you look across the ocean for greatness. You can't see the things right in front of your face because of Afrocentrism and Pan-Africanism. That's a bunch of nonsense. It's what it is, man.
Panties. The panties. Okay, let's finish this out and then we could get up off of here. We had to do this pop-up show. We had to go at Umar Johnson or Dr. Umar Johnson and his nonsense that he's talking about. And then we're going to put the call out and see if he going to man up. Bring some of that tough talk up over here. We love that stuff. Okay, let's continue.
That in and of itself might lift Black America out of the graveyard. I want control of our music. I haven't heard a single reparations advocate. I haven't heard a single reparations advocate. I haven't heard a single reparations organization yet mention control of Black music on their reparations demand list. They're going to mention it now because I said it.
That's right.
They're going to mention it now because I said it. Because you know,
I said all of the inventions, which covers that. Music. We invented the music.
I am the most
that's not me, y'all.
Scholar
that's
of
right.
the 21st century.
All right, he said he's the most
plagiarized.
He said he's the most plagiarized scholar of the 20th century, or did he say the 21st century? Dude, I'm very heavy into the scholastic works and studies. I'm a big proponent of scholastic methodology. Sometimes I get on here, I talk a certain way because I'm talking to the streets. I write way different than how I talk. I'm very well read and very well studied. Umar Johnson, you not putting in no scholastic work, dude. Stop it. Just stop it.
Me, the actors, the entertainers, hoteppers, YouTubians, everybody plagiarizes my talking points. but they never give me credit.
That's
Even
right.
my haters plagiarize me.
That's right.
They all plagiarize me. Stop stealing my intellectual property. I am the father of unapologetically black. I made that up. I'm the father of
That's right.
unapologetically African. I made that up.
That's
all
right.
y'all selling t-shirts and hats that say unapologetically black and unapologetically African. I'm the father of that. Where's your donations to FDMG?
That's right.
You selling unapologetically black and unapologetically African memorabilia and merchandise? I'm the father of that. Where's your donation to the FDMG Academy? Where is your donation to the FDMG Academy?
That's right. They steal it.
You understand me? I want control of black music. Number two.
If you knew business, maybe, just maybe, you would have trademarked the phrase, and anybody that used it,
How about that?
they could have just paid you. I'm just saying.
And how about he make up his own music and get control of that and stop worrying about other people's shit? What is he talking about, man? He's crazy.
Confiscated lands that were stolen, okay, and taken from black people from the time of slavery all the way up to today.
That's everything.
Millions of acres of American land was stolen from black folks during slavery, Reconstruction, Jim Crow, civil rights. White folks will roll up on you and say, you got 24 hours to get out of town. I'm going to kill you and everybody in your family. They would scare us off our land.
That's right.
They would make us sign away the title to our land under the threat of death or under the threat of the lynch. Of the hangman's noose. Give us back our land. I want my music and I want my land.
That's right.
I want my music back and I want my land.
See, if he had read Dr. Darity's book, he could have a clearer understanding, and that book is From Here to Equality. He would have a clearer understanding about what the reparations package entails. But, you know, some people like him suffer from what's called the Dunning-Kruger syndrome. And if you understand anything about the Dunning-Kruger syndrome, it is basically people of low ability or low IQ who think that they are great or are smarter than they pretend to be. I think, you know, I don't think that the brother is dumb necessarily, but I think that he believes that he's greater than what he pretends himself to be, or as he may see himself as greatness. In the Dunning-Kruger model, the study was based off the fact that a man believed that lemon juice caused the ink to disappear. And so because he caused ink to disappear using the lemon juice, he smeared lemon juice all over his naked body and went and tried to rob a bank under the guise that no one would see him. And he really thought that that would work. So that's just something that just for y'all to look up and throw into the, you know, in our arsenal. Let's continue with Mr. Dr. Umar Johnson, the descendant of Marcus Mosiah Garvey.
So y'all don't want me at the reparations table. I'm not able.
We don't want you at the, no, brother. You are absolutely correct. We do not want you at the reparations table at all. Stay outside in the background with the winds blowing and the trees moving and you looking around like you paranoid sometimes. You stay where you at, brother.
Give us back our land. I want my music and I want my land.
That's right.
I want my music back and I want my land. So y'all don't want me at the reparations table. I'm not ADOS. I think much more deeper than they do. Y'all don't want me at the reparations table. I'm not none of those groups.
Ooh, so he thinks much more deeper than ADOS does. And yet it is ADOS that got the reparations conversation on the presidential debate stage. It is a term that no politician can escape from in 2020. And I don't care what type of race they're running. If you have a quote unquote black constituency, African-American constituency, an ADOS constituency, 9 times out of 10, you're going to be pressed on reparations. That didn't come from Marcus Garvey. That didn't come from Queen Mother Moore. And I'm not knocking Queen Mother Moore. That didn't come from Cobra. Not knocking them from when they began. They just failed to upgrade their information. They didn't keep up with the times and come with an understanding that this Pan-African ism and this worldwide diasporic reparations that America needs to pay out is going to be the solution. No, this reparations conversation comes through America's descendants of slavery, the ADOS movement that was started by Sister Yvette Carnell and Brother Antonio Moore and spread through the Twitter sphere like wildfire, and has brought brothers like myself and my brothers who come out of the Moorish movement into it, because we see the reason behind it. We discerned it. We broke it down to its very last compound and said, this gold is good gold. And we don't listen to dudes like Umar Johnson on too much of anything. So let's continue.
I wanted to say too, can I say real quick?
Go ahead, brother.
And you mentioned all the other groups. I'll mention Umar Johnson. It didn't come from him. See, like we got, like he had to rock for a little bit, where people are looking at him as a person who has a voice that people need to listen to for a period of time until until we kind of got to find out a little bit more. I'm talking about people from most black folks, right? And most ADOS people. Like there were people in the community that would listen to him, like, I like what that brother said. He's a great voice or whatever. So now it's less of those, I believe now. But I'm saying he had to rock. And the time he had to rock, when he on the Breakfast Club, did he promote reparations? Did he present a plan for reparations? Did he elevate any top scholars or organizations or anything like that were promoting reparations? Did he fight for to get a reparations study bill in the Congress? Like, I'm just trying to figure out what he did to contribute to reparations, to what he think he get to talk.
Nothing.
To have, you ain't do nothing. You ain't do nothing. So now, once it's a conversation, now you're trying to take shots for what? Like you what it is certain people need to stay relevant, because now he's put himself out there, and now that's how he's eating. And we drive ADOS. A lot of times we drive all these hustles. Pan-Africanism, again, it says a lot of it is a con. Most people, it's a con and it's a hustle, and it's how they eat. So now we drawing up his food. We taking food off his table, off his plate, And
right.
He's scrambling. So now he's trying to get in front of referees. Don't, man. Just stay in lane. And I think most of the time there's a business that people have made out of like fiction novels, and it's a big industry in the fiction and fantasy industry. He's just in the Pan-Africanist fantasy industry. That's all it is.
That's right. Brother, let me read this comment before I'm going to play the rest of this video, and then we're going to close it out. It's only a little bit more. Brother Black Contraband said he got that Kanye ego going on. Not one time did he mention reparations when he had the light. ADOS is leading the way, and they know it. I want to pull up this comment from Brother Reggie from Boston. He said, note that he felt like he had to call out ADOS, not NARC, not NCOBRA, ADOS. Now think, people, if NCOBRA and NARC are the main drivers of this conversation on reparations, why did he say ADOS and that he's way deeper than ADOS? Why didn't he say he was way deeper than NARC or way deeper than NCOBRA? So we know who's leading the way. Shout out Brother Reggie from Boston for that. Excellent observation, man. All right, let me play the rest of this crap, and then we could close it out.
I'm not none of those groups.
You're
I
not.
got one hell of a mind.
That's right.
The greatest gift God gave me was this right here. Ooh. This big old tank head. Ooh. This big old breastfed North Philadelphian right here. Greatest gift right here is my mind. I think too deeply for y'all. I think too deeply for y'all. I think to give me my music.
Hey, we challenge you to a debate. What's up?
No, chill. We got it.
I'm going to tell you one more.
Keep doing, Dom.
I want all black inventions.
That's what I said.
That's right. All black inventions, the rights to every black invention must be returned to Black America. Everything we invented, everything.
Hey, ASAP.
The cell phone, you got to pay us if you want to use it. Ooh. The helicopter, you want to pay us if you want to create one. The refrigerated truck. Ooh. In fact, there go a refrigerated truck right there. Check it out. Ooh. Mr. Ice Cream Man. Ooh. Mr.
All right, look, we're gonna stop it there. I don't want to hear no more of this crap. Now, we, to be the power team, we are putting the call out to brother Umar Johnson to come on this platform. Come catch this smoke. Come catch this smoke, brother. If you are the greatest mind and your mind is too deep for anybody that would roll with ADOS to understand, and I mean, like we used to say in the hood, come shoot the file. come get this work. Because we're not rolling Martin. We're not going to bring you on and try to talk to you nice just to ambush you under the pretense that we're conducting some interview with you. We're letting you know right now, when you come on this platform, you're going to get that work, period. You're going to get that work. So put the call out to brother Umar. If any of you who are watching knows this brother, and he might not be watching at the time, send him the link. Let him know, yo, he knows who Lord Abba is. He knows me. He and I had a conversation back when he did a lecture out in Athens, Georgia in 2014. We had a nice little bill. He gave me a shout out during his lecture. I didn't even know he knew me, to be honest with you. So he knows exactly who I am. So send him the link. Tell him to come through. Tell him to come catch this smoke. Surely he should be able to shut us down, because I've been in the lion's den. That people know me from going on side of the TV, battling with 5 and 6 people at the same exact time by myself. So there's only 4 of us. Come through, brother Umar. Come get this work. Come get this work.
Do you think that he believes that by repeating what he's saying 3 and 4 times? No, I was just wondering about that.
I don't know. Maybe
it's like he gotta repeat what he's saying 3 times. I guess that makes it official once he does it the 3rd time or so.
You know, like this ain't Sarah Sutin-Seti. This ain't Tariq Nasheed, or whatever beefs you have with none of the rest of them guys. This BTP, we different. Point blank, period. So any of y'all got anything else y'all want to say, man? Let it be known. I'll take us up out of here promoting what we're doing tonight on the channel. We gotta get back to politics. But I had to address this because it in a ways affects the mind state of those trying to get into politics. Like real quick, people seen a picture with me and brother Umar Johnson, some cats from my hood, and they seen the pic and was like, oh, 2 of my favorite people to listen to. So there's some people that think this dude is really, all that. And he may sound like it to certain people. He would have sounded like that to me some years back. I'm going to be honest with you. But I came in my own before I heard Umar. So I never fully agreed with a lot of his stuff. In fact, at the lecture that he did in 2014, I was just taking notes. I was like, nah, that's not. Matter of fact, I may still have those notes in one of my notebooks. I was like, nah, that's not right and exact. And I was writing, nope, that's not right and exact. So, I mean, yeah.
I got one last thing to say.
Oh, definitely, bro.
Dr. Umar, go make up your own tracks, man. Make your own beats, man. Make your own beats. Stop trying to take control of the people's music, man. That's not how that goes.
It's not how it works, brother. Intellectual. You want to take over the intellectual property, and that's going to pull us up out of the muck and the mire, huh? Cut it out, man. Cut it out. After saying we're going to blow the money anyway. If we're going to blow the money, we don't deserve the money. Who should get the money? The Prince of Pan-Africanism? Come on, man. Cut it
Prince
out.
of Pan Pizza.
Oh, man. Oh, brother Josh dropped off. All right, so look, fam.
Yeah.
Tonight, we're interviewing brother Marlon Watson, president of ADOS Chicago. We're going to talk some Chicago politics. Chicago politics is a complex maze. We're going to talk about some of the work that ADOS Chicago is putting in on the ground out there. We're going to get into the Evanston, Illinois, quote unquote reparations proposal. We're going to have a good conversation this Thursday. we're going to be interviewing Sister Tamara Shirley Johnson, our very first ADOS senatorial candidate. I'm excited for that one as well. For those of you not familiar with the channel, go back and check out some of our past broadcasts. We following in the footsteps of those who started this movement. ADOS, we bring the numbers here, we bring the data, we have our own unique perspective because we come from certain schools of thought that are not Christian based. We bring the other side of the equation into the equation. So check out our channel, hit the like button, share it with your family. If you want to donate, you could cash app us at Be the Power, use the super chat, etc. So with that said, I wanted to address Brother Umar Johnson and the frivolous claims that he made about reparations. We've done that and extend an invite for the brother to come on the show and come catch the smoke. We don't do the running away over here. We invite the smoke over here, brother. You know who I am. And with that, I say peace.